You know that moment. Your patient is sitting across from you while you share your clinical findings and make the case for an all-on-4 implant procedure. You walk them through everything. The CT scan, you shared before and after images, discussed restored functionality, and they understand the transformation that they'll experience once their full arch treatment is complete. No doubt about it, they're sold. Congratulations. And then your treatment coordinator quotes the fee, $25,000. This is when things start to head south. Your treatment coordinator watches your patient's face change as they say to her,
"Oh, let me think about it."
"Let me think about it," or "Let me talk it over with my husband." Any treatment coordinator is all too familiar with these responses when it comes to treatment plans in excess of $15,000 or $20,000. But what if you could easily help the same patient establish a legit, affordable payment strategy that delivers your total fee before treatment begins? Do you think you'd close more high-value dental cases? Take a look at this example of a personalized payment plan that's designed to be generated instantly, right in front of the patient. In this hypothetical, the cost of treatment is $25,000 total. But the most attractive number on this plan is the $298 monthly payment estimate that this patient is most likely to find affordable. And just so you know how easy it is to generate this payment plan right before a patient's eyes, allow me to briefly walk you through the process. The first step is to open the Case Closed Pro calculator and enter the total treatment fee. In this case, our hypothetical patient's fee for a maxillary full arch implant procedure is $25,000. Once we've entered the total fee of $25,000, the next step is to walk our patient through a few common methods that we know are used to pay for high-value dental procedures. For starters, if we know that the patient has dental insurance, the goal is to make them feel like we'll do everything possible to help maximize their benefits, no matter how small it may be in relation to the cost of an all-on-4 implant procedure. The emotional tie of dental insurance is an opportunity that many practices don't quite understand how to leverage, especially when it comes to full-arch implant dentistry. And so, for this particular patient, we've determined that we can help her reach her remaining annual maximum of $1,500 through billable procedures that will be performed as a part of this implant case. Once we've entered $1,500 into the calculator, the patient can now see that this leaves a $23,500 difference to meet. Now we've at least established some good baseline momentum, and our patient is in the early stages of feeling like this office really wants to help me. The next step is to ask our patient if she intends to pay at least a portion of this fee in cash. In this example, our patient has stated that she is prepared to make a $3,000 cash payment. At this point, we now know that we've established significant buy-in, and our momentum is mounting. We're exactly where we need to be to eventually close this high-value implant case. Technically, we could go to patient financing next, but once we've reached this point, it's usually best to explore 2 additional resources before discussing patient financing. The first being to explore if there is a flexible spending account or not. It turns out that there is no flexible spending account involved, so we rule it out. The second consideration is to determine if there is a health savings account available. Turns out there is. $3,500 is available for immediate use through her health savings account, or HSA. Pause here for a moment. Dental patients are usually not conscious of the fact that they can use HSA funds for dental care. Therefore, the treatment coordinator who is prepared to lead a discussion on the subject can oftentimes make all the difference in whether or not your patient can afford your costly multi-implant procedures. If you need to understand how an HSA works, grab a copy of this HSA ebook and read it in one sitting. I'll post an affiliate link below. Case Closed Pro makes it super easy to broach the HSA subject with your patient. Now that we know our patient has $3,500 available through HSA funds, we apply those funds to the patient's payment plan next. This leaves a remaining amount due of $17,000 that obviously needs to be satisfied before she can fully commit to scheduling her implant procedure. At this point, we suggested our patient consider financing the difference. The patient agreed, but naturally had questions about what her monthly payment would look like if she were to finance it. So we proceeded to show her a financing scenario that would cover the remaining difference of $17,000 at 8% over a 6-year period. Once our patient can see that this potentially sets her up for a monthly payment of just $298, she's completely bought in. And so for all intents and purposes, the treatment coordinator has successfully closed this case. Now we can print out a copy of the patient's payment plan that we've just generated together through the Case Closed Pro calculator with her input. The only thing left at this point is to help the patient actually apply for patient financing. We've informed the patient that her monthly payment will likely change a bit based on the interest rate that she's approved for. Hopefully her FICO score warrants an even lower interest rate, but if not, at least she's been forewarned that her payment could be higher or lower. If you find this information helpful, please like and subscribe so I can help you help more patients. Now let's get back to it. Once we hand over a copy of the payment plan to the patient, there are 2 main attributes that brings us closer to making this a done deal. The first being that the patient can now see a realistic path that makes this $25,000 implant procedure affordable, essentially eliminating any treatment cost objection. Meanwhile, the office collects its complete fee up front. The second attribute that makes this printout exceptionally effective is that it includes a before and after image that the patient will see every time they look at this form. Whenever the patient looks at the cost, they must also visualize what's possible with their teeth. And if there's a partner involved who wasn't available to join them at the consultation, later when they're at the kitchen table discussing the cost of treatment, these before and after images will eventually pull at the spouse's emotional strings too.
This seems affordable to me.
It's time to help more of your patients afford the treatment they need. Start now by positioning your practice to close more high-value treatment plans so that you can perform more of these types of comprehensive procedures that you enjoy. Use the link below to try Case Closed Pro free for 14 days. If this isn't the most effective fee presentation tool that you've ever experienced, cancel any time without penalty. In the meantime, I wish you continued success.